Yes,
Is it light or is it okay?
it's good.
It's good. Thank you. Bharti, can you get the recording started? Bharti, you there?
Yeah, we are live.
Like, okay. All right, masters, thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity and truly appreciate your time today. Once again, happy Diwali to everyone. So let's get started. Last week, we were talking about the factors that are influencing the truth, right? Today, we take a little deeper into that. We have at least concluded to some extent that everything is only happening inside of everyone, right? The entire life, the entire work, the entire practice, everything, whatever is happening, it is all inside, it is not outside. So we left off with that. With that understanding, now we have come to the discussion today where we will understand truth in the wisdom of truth. Today's session is the wisdom of truth. And then we also talk about awakening, right? What awakening means. And why awakening is the most important aspect of everyone's life, right? What is the difference between the grand masters, Patriji, Ramana Maharshi, all the Sadgurus, and what is the difference between ordinary people like you and me? Even though we are all coming in the same human form, where is the distinction? So we'll talk about that as well as part of the awakening. Now, first, let us understand truth in perspective to the time, to the society we are living in, to the relationships that you are with, to your own self, the body, mind, self. Understanding what truth is and awakening to the truth, like Ramana Maharshi, like Patriji, or like any of the Mahagurus out there. That is our understanding. We need to get to that, right? So first of all, what is the wisdom of truth? Why do I need truth in my life? I will try to ask some of these questions just to make sure we are interacting, and there is also a thought process coming from your side or your perspective. So why do I need truth in my life? What is the wisdom of truth? Anyone?
For enlightenment.
For
enlightenment.
Enlightenment. That's one. What else? Enlightenment is the ultimate thing, right? But what is the wisdom of truth? Why do I need to look at truth?
To know the purpose of why I came here.
To know the purpose of why I came here. Okay, that's one. Okay. Okay, what else? Anyone else? What is the purpose of truth? This is a very fascinating subject today, that what we are going to discuss. It's gonna break the shackles of our understanding. Okay, so the wisdom of truth flows in multiple different aspects. Okay, that is what we're going to talk now. The number one, when we are awakened, that is when we are in the truth. We have become the embodiment of truth when you are awakened. So that we'll discuss in a later part of the discussion today. But today we will start off with wisdom of truth. What is the wisdom of truth? Why I should look for truth? So to get that ultimate enlightenment, like Keertana was talking, right? Enlightenment. I want that ultimate truth, the enlightenment. If I have that urge within me, then I am in the path of truth. Number one. Number two, for those who have lived the life to the extent possible and they are tired of it and they want to know what's more in life. In those cases, people tend to look for truth. Number two. Number three, people who are looking for liberation. I want to liberate myself from the boundaries of my body mind, right? That is also truth. For those who are in search for the purpose and meaning of life. What is the purpose of my life? Why am I here? What is the meaning of my life? If you want to know about it, then you are in that truth. And the individuals who require absolute freedom from all types of problems in one's own life. All types of problems. No matter it is a bodily problem, relationship problem, power struggle problem, job problem, money problem, whatever it may be, boldly affair. If I want to get out of those problems, if I never want to have problems of any of that nature, then yes, truth is the way to look at it. And then the one and the most reason why most of the population or the most of the sadhakas or the learned ones look for peace is truth is for peace and happiness. To have a permanent peace and happiness in their lives. This is the wisdom of truth. So the concept of truth is not digested for most. If in these 6 or 7 things that we just talked about, if I don't have a reason to believe for myself that I need any of this, then you are not in the path of truth. Then you are not in the path of moksha, to bluntly say it. We have the Purusharthas, right? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. The moksha aspect of it is only available if you have these 6, at least one. If I don't have any of these, then I am not eligible for moksha, and hence I am stuck in Dharma, Artha, Kama. I take my Dharma to have the Artha, which is I earn my money rightfully. I cannot earn the money the way I want it. I have to rightfully earn it, righteously. The second thing, which is most important, is what are my wishes? What am I looking out for? What am I buying? How am I living my life? What type of, deeds or thinking I have? It's called korika, right? What type of wishes I have in my life? And are those the righteous wishes? Or are those against the righteous living? Now, if I come back to this definition of the truth or the wisdom of truth, most of the time we come into even in meditators. Okay, let me put it very straight here, right? Even in meditators, there is a misconception that if I come to meditation, I am in truth. No, you're not. Just because you are a meditator has nothing to do with truth. Truth is at a different level altogether. It is the highest of the order. Meditation is a practice through which you can reach to truth. You can reach the ultimate truth. But just because I am doing meditation doesn't mean that you are in the path of truth. Because if I am coming into meditation for my health, there is no truth here. There is no wisdom of truth. If I have come to elevate all my sufferings, irrespective of what it may be, all of it, not just one of it, right? And the cause may be the health to begin with. But slowly, as your health improves through meditation, you start to realize that there is much more. There is more profound energies that I need to build myself to get to that higher level or higher state. And that's when you step into the path of truth. Until that time, you're only at the body level or mind level. That's it. That's not truth. So if I understand this definition of truth or the wisdom of truth, then I know what I want. So if we take this, for example, I want to have full freedom in my life. I'm so tired of my life that I want to go what next? Or I want to seek the ultimate truth, or I want to know the meaning of life, or I want to really, really look for this permanent peace and happiness. Then I am in the truth. I'm in the path of truth. Then what happens? Your meditation is no longer tied to any wish. Sankalpa Rahita meditation. Absolutely no asking, no intention whatsoever. You just sit in meditation for that ultimate truth. That's it. That's it. If you are sitting in meditation, and some may ask the question that, okay, in that case, then I'm sitting in meditation, but I'm asking this, I need enlightenment. Is it okay? It is okay. You're asking for the highest order. But if I'm asking for my bodily things, for my life, for my society, for my family, for my relationship, for my kids, health, all that is again the first three. It is not moksha. Right? So if I understand this concept of truth and I align to that truth and I want to live by the code of truth, then you are in a different state. Then you are getting into the state of Parama Gurus, right? The higher order of the society. People who are running this world, right? Who have full length and breadth of details about the world, why it came, why you are here, where you are going, etc. If I don't have that, I don't have that. That's the truth, number one. So in this path of truth, now we are getting into the second phase of the discussion, where we'll talk about, in this path of truth, I am looking for health. I started my meditation, and slowly I have realized that health is one aspect of life, but there are so many other problems I also have. Then you start to question, where are these problems coming from? What is the source of these problems? That is truth. When you ask the question, what is the source of this problem? Then you are going to the source. That source, that which everything else is emanating, is running, is living. That is truth. Then you are in the path, in the journey of truth. So let us look back on our own practice and understand, what am I looking for? Am I looking for freedom in life? Am I looking for liberation? Am I looking for problems to get solved? Am I looking for peace, happiness? Am I looking for ultimate truth? Or are you looking just to live the life king size? What is your ask? What is that you want? This has to be very clear. If this is not clear, your entire practice, your entire sadhana is always fickle. You will not know where you want to go. You will not know. Anybody can twist and switch you to anything. If I don't know where I am going, I'm asking everybody where to go, how to go. Everybody is telling their viewpoint, right? This way you go, that way you go. You keep going. At some point you give up. The going aspect will become so tiresome for you. You yourself will start to give up, saying that I don't know. I don't want to even ask anybody. I don't want to go there. I have lost the inclination or the desire to get there. That is what happens for the most of the meditators. They come, they try to get one or two things. When they get it, they want to go deeper. They try to do it. It doesn't help them. They go discuss with someone else. There are like hundreds of practices of meditation. Aside from puja, aside from japa, aside from yajna, homa, tapa, all that, there are like thousands of other meditation techniques itself, hundreds of them. So you are so lost in this not so truth identified world that when you talk to someone is going to give you a very good carrot. I would say carrot, right? That, hey, this is where you get all this siddhi, this is where your health will get benefited. Forget truth. Let's just sit on it. You go that route, you sit on it for 6 months, 1 year, and then you realize nothing happens. It's just waste of time. And then you come back again, you take the path, again you go, again someone else will come, because you don't have the clarity of truth. You don't know what you want. If you don't know what you want, then you will only live for others' want. So that is the reason today's subject is a very fascinating subject. Understand why truth and how truth matters to you. Why do you need truth? Are you carving for it? Are you ready to surrender? Are you ready to give up everything in your life for this truth? Then you will get that truth. Otherwise, this truth is not going to come to you just like that. The truth that you are seeking, the truth I am seeking, is not something that is available in the market that I can go buy. You cannot see this truth. You cannot talk to this truth. You cannot hear this truth. You cannot even feel the truth. You can only experience in the highest state of you as a being. That which cannot be sensed by your senses, that which cannot be seen by your indriyas, karma indriyas or gnana indriyas, whatever we call, right? None of those things can even whisper or come anywhere close to truth. So how am I going to get this truth? Only if you have the urge and the wisdom of the truth, then you have the clarity of mind, clarity of thought, clarity about the full definition of truth, 360-degree view, then only you are eligible to get to the truth. Otherwise, you will get dragged. The moment you do meditation here, 2 days later, someone else will come and say, there is a good puja that is out there. This puja is so powerful. I can tell you, when I did that puja, all my problems solved. Immediately, what will your mind say? बाहर में जाए meditation, घंटों बैठने का कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, छोड़ो यार, जाके वो पूजा कर लेते हैं, 2 दिन में पूरा, we'll get whatever we need and we live our life happily. Gone. Truth is gone. Your freedom is gone. Liberation is gone. Peace is gone. Happiness is gone. Everything is gone. And you're stuck in the temporary wishes, temporary intentions or desires. That is how we are. It is natural. That is the reason scriptures always say about learn about truth, learn about truth, learn about truth. That alone, which can free you from everything, from starting to ending, that it can free you, is the truth. That's why doing is the second aspect of it. Learning is the first aspect of it. Listen to the truth. Only through listening you will understand what truth is all about. If you have full understanding of what truth is, you have a full clarity of it, then you go into the next state where you start to do meditation. You practice on the truth. That is inner journey. That is meditation. Contemplate and meditation. Sravana, manana, nididhyasana, sakshatkara. So if I don't understand the definition of truth, the wisdom of truth, and if I don't connect the truth to myself, then I cannot be practicing anything. You don't have a meaning to your life. You don't know what is your goal. You don't know where you want to go. You're just doing for sake of doing it. Somebody comes and says something, you go with them. Somebody else will say something else, you go with them. Your life is always going to be, this way, that way, this way, that way. There is absolutely no way you will have truth in your life. At some point of this switching here, switching there, switching here, you get tired and then you leave everything and you become atheist. There is a chance that you become atheist and say that I don't want to be in this at all. I want to get out. Right? So many practitioners will go through this, sadhakas. Right? So the clear understanding that each of us have to have at any given point in time, even at midnight, if somebody wakes you up and say, what is the definition of truth for you? You should be able to say, I need this. That's why I'm looking for this. Truth is not health. Truth is not body. Truth is not your life. I want to have a good living. That has nothing to do with truth. Truth is not about wealth. Truth is not about power. Truth is nothing to do with your lifestyle. I want to have a hefty, healthy life. No, it has nothing to do with truth, has nothing to do with all that. Right? In fact, it is against the worldly affairs. It's exact opposite to the worldly affairs. That is truth. You will not find anyone in this world who is living in the truth except for the grand masters, who are the living embodiment of truth. But we will not be able to understand them because a gnani can only be understood by a gnani. You have to be in that path for you to know that this one is also in the path of truth. That is how sacred it is. It is not easy for us to catch or track someone who is in truth. We look at lot of these masters, right? And one of these sect is called Avadutas. You are familiar with Avadutas? Most of you probably would have heard about Avadutas, right? Avadutas are the higher state. They are gnanis. They don't follow any practices, but they are Avadutas. Unmattavastha sthiti. You look at them, you feel like they are like, I don't know why they are like this. They don't wear slippers, they don't take bath. They're like, they are in that state of truth. They are living and having that enjoyment in the truth that they don't look at the world at all. That's why they look and feel. You will never be able to see a Avaduta as they are. You cannot go in like, if you look at Dattatreya, right? Look at his life, right? The way he looks at it and all that, you will never be able to catch him. Unless you have a deep desire of truth, you won't be able to see him. And he will test you. Why is that? Because they are living in that truth. They are embodiment of the truth. They have lost the touch of the world. They don't know what is happening in the world. They are always in that state. In that state, they are living, they are going around and looking at things and all that. For them, there is absolutely no second person. They are all in the divine oneness state. So a person in that highest order, if I even want to go talk to him, he's not seeing me as a separate person. He's seeing me as his own thing. So he's not going to talk. So it is going to be extremely difficult for us to correlate that. That is the truth. That is what we are talking here. That is the state of truth. A real master who actually attained the truth, enlightenment, right? He's at that level. So it is very, very, it's not easy for you to catch hold of truth just like that, living in the worldly affairs. Unless you have a real urge coming from inside that I want to get to the truth, then only you can get hold of the truth. Otherwise, you will never get the truth. Number one, right? And now, if I want to get to the truth, the question now what we are talking is, okay, I understood now that, okay, I have a reason. Like, let's say an example, right? I want peace and happiness. And I want to get out of all suffering. I absolutely don't want any suffering. I want to be peace and happiness. Now I have a reason. Know what to do. You need to find the practice that will help you to take you to the truth. I will say, I want peace, I want happiness, I want absolute permanent peace, permanent happiness, and I want to get out of suffering, and I sit and do puja. Is it going to help me to get there? No. So it is absolutely essential. The next step of it is to find out, how do I get it? What is the path? Pravritti marga, nivritti marga. In the Nivritti Marga, how is it possible? In the Pravritti Marga, how is it possible? To get to the truth, that moksha. Then you do your research. Then you look at it and you understand, okay, through this is only senses. This is only mind. This is only helping me to get to my intuition. Oh, here's a technique that will lead me to the truth eventually. Yogaha karmatu kausalyam, right? Yogaha. When you start to spend time to understand this truth and you align to your own self, always have the version of you here. When you have truth, the truth that scriptures talk about, the truth that masters talk about is always there. Right? What is Atma? Atma, the definition of Atma is, it's a very Satya Chit Ananda Swarupaha Atmaha. That's what Shastras talk about, right? Stula, Sukshma, Karana, Sharira, Atita, Avastatraya Sakshi, Panchakosatita, Satchit Ananda Swarupaha iti Atmaha. Right? That's a Sanskrit, that's a scripture definition of Atma. Wow. How do I understand this Atma? Right? I mean, there is no nothing. I don't see that. Right? How do I? So when I say that, okay, this Atma, this truth, Atma is nothing but truth. This truth is giving me peace, happiness, and no suffering. That is my connection to the truth. If I don't have this connection and I say truth as a truth, you will never be able to get there. Because the moment I identified that, okay, I have three things that I need. For that, I need to be in the truth. I have to be out of suffering. I have to have peace. I have to have happiness in my life. Okay, for that, I need to get to the truth. Now I ask the question, how do I get there? It is very individualized and it is personalized. You cannot draw the line for everyone on the same lines. It doesn't work that way. Everyone's state is different. Everyone's thinking, the minds are different. Everyone's actions are different. It's totally, we cannot have everybody in the same line. So what happens when I correlate the truth according to my definition of it, where I am looking for ABC, now I understand where I can get this ABC. How do I get to that ABC? For you, the truth may be something else. You may be seeing that I want freedom from this world. That is your truth, your version of truth. Then you will start to see what that is, how to get there. And someone might say, I want to know the purpose and meaning of my life. That may be the version of truth for that he or she is looking for. So, for these three examples, you may have three different paths that you may choose. Ultimately, truth is only one. Truth is only one. It is never ever changing. It is only one. But my version of truth, when I'm connecting it, this is the reason I'm coming to it. You may have any number of reasons to come to that. As long as you want that moksha, you are in the path of truth. Now you find it. You say that I want to know the meaning of my life. Then you are not gonna, one aspect of it is you come into the yoga and then you sit in meditation and you want to find out. Other aspect is you go sit with grandmasters and seek the knowledge of life. Right? Inquire about it and then seek the knowledge of life and then get to the truth. So if I don't have this clarity of step 1, step 2, step 3, I am always going to be going up, coming down, going up, coming down. I'm never reaching. You will never reach. Because I am never allowed myself to reach because I am not clear. Whether I want this, I want something else. While I want peace, happiness, and out of suffering, what if I have a temporary priority that comes in between? So what happens? I divert. I go somewhere else. Then 6 months, 1 year later, I realize, oh, I've lost the touch of my truth. Now I need to come back. You come back again and then you start over again. It's a common thing. Everybody goes through that. So it is very important to understand what truth is about. And number two, how the truth is connected to you. Very, very important. What are you looking from truth? What do you want? The third one is how to get there. What should be my practice to get there? Most importantly, if I do puja, am I able to get there? Is the question that you need to ask. When you ask a question like that to yourself in the puja, am I able to get to the truth? You should get the answer, A or nay. Yes or no. If yes, how? If no, why? This is the swadhyaya we need to do. Shodhana. Through Shodhana, your sadhana will become very powerful. If you don't do Shodhana, your sadhana will never be powerful. You will never get to that, what you want to get to that. Why is that? Everybody is coming to this earth in the same, same wavelength of human beings, right? Why some are able to get there and some are not able to get there? The only difference is introspection. One who is sitting and asking those questions to himself, he is getting one step ahead of everyone else, because others are not asking the question to themselves. They don't know the definition of truth for their lives. So if I ask this question, then you will clearly know. This is what Krishna said, right? Puja goes for senses. Pradamam Vigraham Puja. That's it. That cannot give you, because puja is done with senses. When you are doing with senses, you cannot get to the truth. It does not have the eligibility. You are in the ground floor. You want to see what is happening in the fifth floor. It is not possible. So you say Nayiti. So through puja, I cannot get this peace, happiness, the permanent peace, happiness, and getting out of suffering is not possible for me. So how? Next, what next? Then you do research like this, then you will slowly start to understand that there are only very limited practices available in the market. That's when you start to look at Paramaguru subjects, that grandmaster subjects, right? Then you understand, okay, what is true? Then you refer to scriptures, Upanishads, right? And then you say, okay, in Upanishads, okay, what was the truth they are talking about? How is this truth realized? Then you will slowly start to understand that it is not easy to realize by doing daily activities. It requires a dedicated, a surrenderness, a full-blown way of practice, where you have put your own time, effort, everything into it, right? And it is a priority in your life. Then you slowly start to get there. So that's how masters, every master like Buddha, he went through this process on his own life, and he kind of attached the truth to himself and said, okay, how do I get it? For him, the discussion started as to why everyone is suffering. For him, why everyone is suffering? What is the reason for suffering? He found out the reason for suffering is Trishna, intentions, korikas. That is the reason why everyone is suffering. He said, how do I get out of it? So his definition was slowly coming into that and then finding out, okay, how do I get there? Shankara's definition was different. He said, Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitartha. The Upanishads have given that subtle truth, what that is all about. You want to inquire on that. When I say you're not body, you're not mind, you're not intelligent, you are soul, you are Atman, you are Brahman, how do I get there? By inquiry. Vedanta, Vedantic way of doing it. That is another way of finding truth. So every master has the way that they found out this truth, and they lived in the principles of truth. And that's why when you listen to them, when you read their books, when you look for guidance, right, you have everyone coming and giving you that this is how you find truth. This is where you need to do. Some talk about surrenderness. Some talk about absolute dedication and commitment. Some talk about going deep silence. And some talk about the wisdom of truth. There are multiple different variations as to how you look at it. But ultimately, truth is only one. but you have multiple ways to get there. So now, if I start to bring back the conversation, so now I have a definition. I know why I want truth. I have my version, reason. I know the path through which I can get there. Now, what else is remaining? What else is remaining? Anyone? The actual practice. Doing it. You just have to do it. That's it. Consistently keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Because if you know that leads you to the truth, keep doing it. If I am going from Hyderabad to Delhi, I am in the en route. I've just started. I've just left Kazipet. I know 2 days from now, I will reach Delhi because I'm in the path. Similarly, once you found out the path, stick to that path. Don't shift to this side, to that side. Don't make anyone tell you otherwise. You can listen to wisdom of everyone else. But once you have the clarity of truth and you know your version of truth and you know the practice, you know the way to get there, just stick to it. Right? Once you stick to it, you will get there. Now, that is what the next topic we're going to talk. The next level as to how do I reach to the truth. That is called awakening. How do I awaken myself? I know the truth. I have the version of my truth. I know the path towards the truth. I took that practice and I did it. Now I am the embodiment of truth. This journey of you looking at it and going and becoming that is nothing but awakening. And it's a 4-step process. The first step, which is where majority of the population gets stuck, who cannot get awakened, is you actually complain or you are a victim. Either I use my victim card or I complain. That's the first stage. Majority of the population in this first stage. So they will never be able to accept truth as truth, including atheists. They will never accept there is something called truth. So how many times we have used a victim card? So sorry, this happened. Somebody says something. Yeah, I have an excuse. Always excuse. Always show a reason why you cannot do it, why you didn't make it, why, never ever we come out and say that I am sorry, I cannot do it, because that is the truth. We don't want to be in that truth. We always find reasons to be not in that state, not to be in that state, right? Victimhood, that's called victimhood. Victimhood is a very normal thing in the world, and majority of the population uses it for excuses, for complaining, for blaming others, in so many different ways. You can correlate that in your own lives. What is happening with that is you are never ever able to realize the value as to what you are here for, what you want to become, where you want to go. Instead, we are so used to lying, we are so used to using this victim card, that you are asking other person to either forgive or forget all the time. So this is the way of living in today's world. Victimhood is the way of living. Everyone lives in that style. From here, you have to come to that truth. So what happens when you take this journey, when you take this practice of truth, slowly you start to understand that why am I even, victim here? Why should I always say that I'm sorry, I couldn't do it? Yeah, so happened, so thing, why is that always I'm trying to find a reason? Slowly, what happens as you start to understand the truth and the power of truth, you will start to empower yourself. That is the second phase of awakening, empowerment. I empower myself. I take responsibility for my actions. I take responsibility for my thinking. I take responsibility for me and my family and my society, because I am responsible. I am the one. If I don't make it, yes, I am guilty. I did not make it. No excuses. No victim cards. Empowerment, most important thing. This is where you get a lot of these mind-related power. You talk about mind power, you talk about subconscious mind, conscious mind, superconscious, supraconscious, all these powers, all these intentions, law of attraction, the universal laws, everything is in play at this empowerment level, second level, empowerment. You know your bodies, right? Physical body, emotional body, your mental body, your, intuitional body, everything. You have clear, crystal clarity. You have full knowledge of it. You are empowering now. You are responsible for your own thoughts. You are responsible for your own emotions. And you take absolute responsibility of any of your actions. No more blaming others, no more victim cards, no more looking for excuses, no more giving reasons. Guilty as it stands. That's it. This requires a lot of practice. A regular meditator who is in the beginning state will not be able to get into the state of empowerment. Over a period of time, if you are meditating, over a period of time, you start to slowly bring those aspects into your life where you start to see the bigger picture. Then you start to empower yourself, saying that, yes, it's absolutely fine. Things happen. Things don't happen. It's fine. So you empower yourself rather than trying to give excuses. You now own it. You take responsibility, and then you not just take responsibility for yourself, even your greater team, right? Greater family, whatever is happening, you take, it's absolutely fine. Let me take the responsibility. You don't shy off. You don't walk away. You don't excuse yourself from conversations. You're right there. No matter, it may be your own family, the society, hundreds of people, you are in an event, doesn't matter. Truth is truth. You will always stand. That is empowerment. If you keep doing meditations every day, regularly, for some time, you will develop this. This is the second state of awakening. Very powerful state in meditation. So with this power, what happens is you slowly get to the third state, which is where things will start to transform for you, where you are not influencing things to happen. Instead, you are starting to accept things as they are coming. Because now you are starting to understand this big picture, and then you are trying to correlate yourself to that big picture. Instead of always saying that where is my version, I version, you will try to say there is a version. I am aligned to that a version. Our universal version is always there. I am aligned to that universal version. I don't want to give any kind of difference between the universal version and my version. My version is universal's version. It comes through surrender. You start to surrender yourself to the higher power, higher self, unlimited power, universal mind, whatever you call that, right? Supreme consciousness. What happens in that state is when you start to realize that everything in your surroundings, everything in this society, everything in this world is happening for a reason. So far, we are in that ignorant state where we are thinking that only when I do things, things are happening. If you really look at it, right, we have limited mind. Universe is unlimited mind, right? With a limited mind, at any given point of time, how much in this very 1 hour session that we are doing, right? We are all sitting here. What else is happening in the world in this 1 hour? Can your limited mind comprehend? You cannot. You have one byte of information with you at this very moment in this session. What is happening? What else is happening around the world in this 1 hour? In this universe, for that matter? Can you comprehend? None of us can comprehend. Universal mind can comprehend. So when you understand that high power, there is a higher power that is governing this whole reality. When you start to see some of those changes coming in your own life, when you start to surrender yourself to that higher power, you will start to feel more happier inside, more peaceful inside. Now you're no longer holding things here. The head to heart journey has started. So what happens now? No more complaints, no more judgments, no interference. You're absolutely happy all the time. Let the life come through, go through whatever it is, let it happen. You have your own way of living things, right? All those low-hanging guiltiness, fear, death, everything is gone. In this state of surrenderness, acceptance. In the previous case, whenever situations happen, I empowered myself. In this case, when the situation comes my way, I not only empower it, I also accept it. It's okay. It's meant to happen. It's okay. So the moment I accept it, there is no struggle here anymore. The struggle is gone. When this is gone, peace is there automatically. That's why if you look at little, advanced meditators, they are always in this peace, state of peace. No matter what may be happening surrounding them, there is a death in the family. He is always in peace inside. He will never shut up. Because that state of death, where that body is gone, relationship is gone, he's gone. He's beyond all that. He's not in the victim state. He's in the third state now. So if you talk about senior masters in society, you'll find they're always calm. They're always happy. They're at peace, always at peace, no matter what. You don't ever see them agitated or aggravated for anything. It happens, it happens. It doesn't happen. It's okay. But for me, it is not okay. Senior master may say so, but I'm not okay yet because I'm not there yet. Right? So that is the third step of awakening. Only at that state, please remember this, very important, you will reach the truth, the divinity of truth. The fourth step, which is the most important step, is awakening to yourself or divine. That's the fourth step. Now you become that embodiment of what you are looking for. You are living in that life right now. The truth that you have aspired, the truth that you want to get to, the truth that you want to bring into your life has come to your life. You have become that now. That's why you become divine. At that point, there is no difference between you and me. You and me are same. So when you start to look at the truth, it is not just the truth alone. The truth, what you're looking for, have to have a version. It has to have a particular practice. You have to find out and how to get there and then choose the practice. And you do that. And in this process, you go through these steps. Every one of us will have to go through these steps, irrespective of what may be the version of truth that you are looking for. Doesn't matter. Every one of us have to go through this. So when I start to look at this now, if I try to correlate this into my life and say, okay, this is how I get it, now I slowly start to correlate myself to things that are happening in my life. It is so easy that's why you don't need anybody else. Your life itself is a big teacher. It's an excellent teacher for you. You look at your life, you look at the things that are happening to you, you start to question yourself, why this is the path of truth, and I look at it, I'm not in the path of truth, I align myself. Always align back to the truth, align back to the truth, align back to the truth. As long as you are aligned back to the truth, you are living in that state, or at least trying to get to that. You are in the right path. Other day, someone called me and he was asking, I'm not able to come to your classes. Does it mean that I'm no longer carrying the energies? It is a tough question to answer. How do you, just because you're not coming to my sessions or these sessions here, doesn't mean that you are not there. It means what else is going on within you or in your life that you're not able to get to truth yet, right? If you have you left out the meditation totally? Have you lost the touch of the wisdom? Are you living in your own, miserable and whatever the worldly affairs are touching you? Are you stuck with any problem that you're dealing? I mean, there are like so many questions that you have to answer to yourself to even say that, is this possible or not? Nobody can say. You yourself will have to look into it to see that for you to be in the truth, now you know you need ABCD. Whether that ABCD is with you or not, only you can say. So when you start to correlate your life, always inquire within yourself. Always inquire within yourself. When you inquire within yourself, you get the answers. Instead, I told him that, I cannot answer the question for you. The simplest answer is look within. You have to look at it. You know the truth. You have heard like so many times, my sessions and everywhere else. So you know what truth is. You know how to get there. You have the practice. You know the technique. So just look for yourself and see whether you are following it or you're not following it. If you're not following it, you better have a very solid reason. Right? I want to live a miserable life is what you're saying. You're skipping classes. I'm not doing meditation. I'm not getting into any wisdom sessions. There is no satsang. There is nothing for me means what? You're living a miserable life. That is your choice. So suffering is okay for you. That's your choice. That's fine. So instead of checking within me as to why I am not able to do meditate, why I am not able to do my own wisdom, why is that I am not able to, some talk about getting up early, some talk about doing it in late nights. I get so many calls. It is about trying to look at your own comfort. It is not about you have to do early morning, you have to do afternoon, you have to do evening and all that. Whenever you find time, are you utilizing that time to come to that truth? That's the question. How much priority are you giving to get to that highest truth, ultimate truth? If you really have the urge and you want to get there, everything else is secondary. This is my primary. If you are not doing this as primary, you will not get it. It's as simple as that. So stop asking questions, start inquiring within. When you start to inquire within, you will get answers to everything what you're looking for. You just have to be patient. The other person asked me, I have stopped coming to satsangs. Is that going to affect me? Absolutely, it will affect you. Because remember, in satsangam, what is happening? Sadhana, sajjana sangatya, seva through moksha, annadana. Right? Experiential. There are like 10 things are happening in one satsang that you are getting into. 10 things are coming to you. If I am not able to read a Swadhyaya today for this 4-5 days, I go into a satsang, I sit there, I get a good subject. They talk about a topic, I get a good subject of understanding. My Swadhyaya is done. You get Sajjana Sangacha, like-minded people coming and talking about their experiences. Sajjana Sangacha is done. Sadhana, they do group meditation, which is 3 times more powerful. You have a lot of punyam. You are serving food to others who are like-minded meditators. whose life is dedicated to this cause of PSSM, right? What else? And you don't have time for it. So I said, you have to come. There is no reason for you to say that I cannot come. If you have a reason, you better have a strong reason that you are not coming. So like that, when you go to India, right? When I go to India, right, I look for satsangs where they are happening. Why do I look for satsang? I understand the value of satsang. When you understand the value of satsang, you will never want to miss a satsang. You always want to look where you want to get and then be part of that like-minded people, because otherwise the world is going to drag you down. Someone was saying that in last, like this individual alone, right, was telling me in 2 months, in 1.5 months, I was not able to come to satsang. I feel like I'm drained. You will naturally feel like drained because you are not with the like-minded people. Your stress is not coming down. Your livelihood is not coming down. Your day-to-day karmic things, whatever you are doing in ups and downs, it's still happening, right? The schedule that you have for Monday to Friday, whatever you run around, you always have that. So where is the opportunity for you to wet it out? So when you start to understand truth and you connect yourself to this truth, these things will become priority in your life. If these things are not priority in your life, then you are not in the path of truth. Please, we have to understand this. This is a very important, fascinating subject. If you are not able to go to satsangs, if you are not able to get into sessions, if you are not able to practice meditation, if you are not able to read good spiritual books, if you are not able to do sajjana or acharya sangatyams, then you are not in the path of truth. Because only through these you are going to get to that. These are the mediums through which you get that. So if none of these are in your life, then how do you get there? So as and when I start to bring this concept into my life, I understand the priority. And when I understand the priority, I always bring them. No matter what, I always bring them. I find reasons to bring it back. Connect back, connect back, connect back. So like that, every one of us, it is not possible for other person to judge you. It is not possible for other person to tell you that you are here, you need to do that, you need to do that and all that. It is not right. It is for you to know the subject, understand the value of truth, how you version it for yourself, what practices you do to get there. And then when you get there, this awakening aspect of it, I am in the victimhood state, even to this factor, in these 4 stages of victimhood, empowerment, surrenderness, and awakening, where are you? Right now, where are you? Only you will know that. Right? Nobody else can tell you. You have to look at it to say that, where am I? I'm in the second stage, first stage, third stage, fourth stage. So the more you align yourself, the clear it becomes, the truth. The truth becomes very clear to you. Nitya, Anitya, Vastu, Vivekaha, Atma, Anatma, Vicharaha is what is truth is all about. You will have the clarity within you. You will never miss that. I know it's about 9:45, 9:46 now. I want to leave for 1 or 2 questions, and then we'll get to meditation. Any questions? I mean, I know this is a very deep subject. I just wanted to take the opportunity to talk about it, because without this, doing any level of penance is only going to go so far. Any questions? No, Winpertle, man. I cannot hear. I cannot hear. Asking question.
మెడిటేషన్ లో ఎక్కువ మనకి ఈ వైబ్రేషన్స్ ఎక్కువ, మనం ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళినా, టెంపుల్కి వెళ్ళినా, ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళినా అదే వస్తుంది, ఎక్కువ తెలుస్తుంది అనుకోండి. అది ఏమిటి దానికంట, దాని వల్ల మనకి ఏమిటి అనేది ప్రార్థన కావట్లేదు.
అంటే నాడీ మండల శుద్ధి జరుగుతుందని అర్థం.
చాలా
తెలుస్తోంది అంటే ఇంకా శారీరక స్పృహ ఉంది అంటే అది నాడీ మండల అంటే వ్యవస్థ, అంటే మనము సటిల్ గా అయ్యామని, అంటే సూక్ష్మంగా మనకి గ్రాహ్య శక్తి వచ్చింది అని. సూక్ష్మంగా వస్తేనే కదా ఎనర్జీ లోపలికి వెళ్ళేది మనకి అవగతం అవుతుంది. ఆ వైబ్రేషన్స్ మీకు తెలుస్తూ ఉంటాయి కదా సూక్ష్మంగా. అంటే మీకు రెండవ శరీరం, మూడవ శరీరం మీద కొంచెం అవగాహన ఉంది. దాని ద్వారా మీకు ఆ లోపలికి వెళ్ళే ఎనర్జీ తోటి అనుభవం కలుగుతుంది, ఆ స్పర్శ తెలుస్తుంది.
చాలా చాలా విపరీతంగా తెలుస్తుంది, అది ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళినా తెలుస్తుంది. అది
మంచిది, ఎంజాయ్ చేయండి మేడం. మంచిది. నాడీ మండల శుద్ధికి పంపించండి దాన్ని, లేకపోతే జ్ఞానం వైపు పంపించండి. మీరు దాన్ని పంపించవచ్చు, ఆ ఎనర్జీని, ఏ ఎనర్జీనైనా. వేర్ ఎవర్ యూ వాంట్ యూ కెన్ సెండ్ దట్ ఎనర్జీ. యూ కెన్ జస్ట్ పుట్ ఇంటెన్షన్ టు దట్ ఎనర్జీ. మంచి అనుభవం. కూర్చున్నప్పుడు కూడా వస్తుందా? జస్ట్ అట్లా
కూర్చున్నప్పుడు అసలు మొన్న అక్కడికి అయోధ్య వెళ్ళామండి. అయోధ్యకి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు కూడా ఇంక అసలు ఒళ్ళంతా వచ్చేస్తున్నట్టుగా అనిపిస్తుంది. అది
వెరీ నైస్.
అది ఒక్కొక్కసారి డీప్ గా వెళ్ళిపోతుంది, తెలియని స్టేజ్ కి బాగా ఎక్కువసేపు కూర్చున్నప్పుడు డీప్ గా వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. కానీ ఏమిటంటే ఇంక అసలు అది కూర్చోవడమే మనకి ఎనర్జీస్ బాగా తెలుస్తుంది. అంటే అంతకుముందు అసలు మెడిటేషన్ చేయకముందు అసలు తెలిసి అది ఏమిటో కూడా తెలియదు.
అదే, అంటే సూక్ష్మంగా కొంచెం లోపల స్థూల శరీరం నుంచి సూక్ష్మ శరీరం వైపుకు వెళ్తున్నప్పుడు ఆ సూక్ష్మంగా జరిగేవి కూడా అవగాహనలోకి వస్తాయి. అది కామన్ గానే ఉంటుంది మెడిటేషన్ లో. రెండవది ఏంటి అంటే ఎరుక మీకు కావాలా వద్దా అనేది మీ చేతిలోనే ఉంటుంది. నాకు ఎరుక ఇప్పుడు జరిగేదానికి నాకు ఎరుక లేకుండా జరగని అనుకుంటే అలా కూడా చేస్తాను, అలా కూడా జరుగుతుంది.
అసలు అనుకునేది ఎరుక లేకుండా ఉండాలి, ధ్యానం కూర్చున్నప్పుడే అనుకుంటాను అసలు.
అలా కూడా అంటే అదేంటంటే మేడం, అది అంటే ఏ శక్తి మీకు ఏ కారణంతో వస్తుందో లోపలికి, దానిని బట్టి కొన్ని ఎరుకతో అవుతాయి, కొన్ని ఎరుక లేకుండా అవుతాయి, కొన్ని ట్రాన్స్ స్టేట్ లో అవుతాయి, కొన్ని నార్మల్ స్టేట్ లో అవుతాయి, అట్లా. సో అది యూనివర్సిటీ విల్ మేనేజ్ ఆల్ దట్. అంటే వీ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ టు గెట్ ఇన్ టు దట్. అంటే నా ఉద్దేశంలో వీ షుడ్ జస్ట్ లెట్ ఇట్ హ్యాపెన్ అంతే. ఎంజాయ్. కొన్ని రోజుల తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ఆ ఫేజ్ పోయి వేరే ఫేజ్కి వెళ్తారు.
మీ మీటింగ్ లో ఎక్కువ తెలుగు వాళ్ళు లేరండి, అందరూ ఇంగ్లీష్ వాళ్ళు ఎక్కువ ఉన్నారా?
ఇంగ్లీష్, హిందీ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఉన్నారు. ఇంగ్లీష్ లో మాట్లాడతాం.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ అండి.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. Anyone else? Any other questions? I'm surprised nobody is asking questions because this subject is a very deep subject and I thought there will be a lot of questions. That's why I left a few minutes for questions. But anyway.
మీరు పూజ అది కూడా చెప్పారు కదా, కానీ ఏమిటంటే ఈ మైండ్ లో ముందు నుంచి అది పూజ అంతా కూడా అలవాటు అయిపోయి, ఎంత మనం మెడిటేషన్ చేసినా, తెల్లవారుజామున చేసినా, మళ్ళీ స్నానం చేసి ఆ పూజ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళకపోతే ఈ మెడిటేషన్ కూడా అది కుదరట్లేదు. ఈ సబ్కాన్షియస్ మైండ్ లో అది కూడా ఒక రికార్డ్ అయిపోయిందేమో అనిపిస్తుంది.
అంటే అది అలవాటు ప్రకారం. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఈ నేను చెప్పిన ఈ ధోరణిలో కనుక మీరు కూర్చుని ఒక పెన్ను పేపర్ తీసుకుని రాసుకోవడం మొదలు పెట్టారనుకో, నాకేం కావాలి, నాకు ఎందుకు కావాలి, నేను ఎలా పొందాలి, ఇలా మీరు రాసుకోవడం వల్ల, రోజు రాయడం వల్ల ఏమవుతుంది అంటే కొన్ని రోజుల తర్వాత ఆ కింది స్థాయిలో ఉన్నవన్నీ విరిగిపోయి పై స్థాయిలో ఉన్నవన్నీ కూడా రాగలగడానికి ఆపర్చునిటీ ఉంటుంది. ఎందుకంటే మైండ్ చాలా ఏళ్ల నుంచి అలవాటు అయిపోయిన విషయాన్ని ఒక్కసారి వదలమంటే వదలదు కదా.
అసలు అది లేకుండా ఇది కుదరట్లేదు. ఇప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ అది లేకుండా ఇది, అంటే ఈ కూర్చున్నా కూడా అమ్మో చేయలేదు, అది చేయలేదు, ఇవాళ సౌందర్య చదవలేదు, లేకపోతే ఇవాళ విష్ణు సహస్రం ఇవి మైండ్ లో కలుస్తాయి ముందు. అవన్నీ అయిపోతే ఇది బాగానే కుదురుతోంది.
Thank you. All right, if no questions, then we'll sit in meditation, masters. We'll do it for 45 minutes or so, like 10:45 or so. Happily sit in your meditation pose. Sukha Sthira Asana. Sukha Sthira Asana. Let us close our eyes, sit very comfortably, bring our attention to our normal, natural, soft, tender, and beautiful breath. Be with your breath, my dear masters. Be with your breath. Be with your breath. Be with your breath. Let us become one with our breath. Be with your breath.